Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, Welcome to Pot of Parables. My name is Venerable Calvin, and today is March 20th, 2021. And uh, Please, anybody who's watching this video, please like, subscribe, and don't forget to comment. Definitely smash that like button. Um, so, this is the Pot of Parables, and today we are talking about the fickle-minded monk. But before I read you anything, I would actually like to read you a quote. So, a fickle-minded man will never attain perfect wisdom since he is ignorant of the Dhamma and his faith is not steadfast. And there's another one. Usually there's one quote, but now it's like two quotes. So the second one is the mind of the vigilant man is fearless. It is free of lust and anger. It has abandoned both good and evil. Now, uh, so there was this so there was this man living in India. His name was Siddhartha, and one day he was chasing after his oxen because his oxen went astray into the woods. And suddenly he felt very hungry, so he came upon a monastery to get something to eat. And while he was eating, he saw how the monks had a lot more food than he ever did working on a farm. So he decided to join the monastery, and he decided to live that lifestyle. But then he sooner or later he was actually too lazy to do anything. Like, he was too lazy to go door to door and ask for alms. So he decided to go back to his wife. But then after a while, when he went back to his wife, he was living at home and he felt lonely. So he returned back to the monastery. And then this kept happening on and on. He kept going back and forth, back and forth. One minute something happens, another minute something happens. One minute he's feeling tired, he wants to go back. The other minute he's feeling bored, he wants to go back. Uh, this man clearly could not make up his mind, and he shuffled between home and the temple around 6 times. And finally the one time he actually wanted to come back, he couldn't come back. Um, and the reason why he wanted to come back was because he realized that the Dharma, he realized that he didn't actually really know the Dhamma, you know. But the only time that he had his eyes open was when his wife was sleeping and she was snoring. And his wife was pregnant at the time. When he was actually looking upon his wife, he saw that his wife looked like a dead corpse. And he realized that life is impermanent and everything is ever changing. But that doesn't mean that he should be fit. That doesn't mean that his fickleness should be in play. So he went back to the temple, and upon knowing his reputation, the monks proceeded to mock him and tell him, "No, well, you're not coming back." But he finally realized the truth, and he said, "Well, look, I realize that life is ever changing, and I realize that everything is born to die. So please, just take me back to the monastery." And that's what they did. But they proceeded to mock him because they knew of his fickle-mindedness. But upon seeing the Buddha actually saw the change in his heart, and the Buddha realized that his previous leave of absences were due to his ignorance, were due to his fickle-mindedness. But now he's steadfast, and he will never come home again. Uh, so What was I gonna say? So in Vipassana, Lagu Goenka, he makes an analogy of the well about how you dig 10 feet, 10 feet on the ground, but then another person says, "Oh no, no, no! Dig 10 feet on this ground. There's water here." You dig 10 feet on the other ground, and then another person says, "Oh, dig 10 feet on this ground. There's water here." Uh, the thing is, if you keep on digging 10 feet, you stop. You keep on digging 10 feet at another location, and keep on digging 10 feet at another location. You'll never really find your grounds to progress through things. You're always gonna you're always gonna transition, or you're always gonna go from one thing to another, one thing to another, one thing to another, without ever really achieving anything. You know, because it's your wild monkey mind. Like if your mind is untrained, it's almost like having ADHD. Like uh, your mind tells you to do one thing 1 minute, and then you do another thing 1 minute, and then you do another thing 1 minute, and pretty soon you're just going crazy. Like you're trying to branch onto things, but you can't branch onto things because of your feelings, of your emotion. Like you're always changing your mind. You're always looking for something, but you never find that something when you're always looking. Like sometimes in order to receive things, you have to sit, you have to meditate, and you have to focus on what's actually important. Like what is it that you want to achieve, and stick to it. You know, uh, that's why in Malcolm Gladwell's book, The Outliers, he was saying that the athletes, like the very, very talented athletes that you hear nowadays, the reason why they're very talented is because, uh, for one, they have a little bit of talent that they had, but they had 10,000 hours of practice. And the reason why they had 10,000 hours of practice is because they were passionate about it. Like they wanted to achieve something. And can you imagine if the athletes didn't have 10,000 hours of practice? Like if one athlete wanted to play football 1 minute, but then wants to play basketball another minute, but then wants to swim another minute, and then wants to go bicycling another minute. Like he never sticks to like to what he actually wants, and it dulls his performance. You know, like if a lot of athletes didn't have the amount of practice and the amount of will to do what they did, they wouldn't have been great athletes at all. Like they really wouldn't have. You know, to achieve something is to achieve something is to have patience. You know, the only way that you can actually really catch a fish is if you wait. If you just throw your rod down into the water, and you leave your rod there, you walk back and forth, you're really not going to catch anything. But if you just sit there and then you wait, and you develop patience, and you develop the fortitude in your mind to do so, then yes, you will achieve it. You will grab that fish. But I always like having a net better. A net catches so many fishes. You know. Um, so what's to what's the takeaway of all this? Um, well, like I said, train your mind. train your mind to focus on only on one thing. Now, in Vipassana, uh, in Vipassana, we practice for about like a couple hours, and you have to sit in one position for a couple hours or an hour, and no matter how uncomfortable it is, you have to persevere through it, and you have to realize that your mind is like a monkey, and in order to tame that monkey, you just have to focus on the breath coming in, going out, coming in, going out, coming in, going out. Uh, but it's a natural breath that's coming in, going out, and then once you do that, then you go deeper. Okay, like uh, I'm feeling like a sensation here. I'm feeling a sensation there. Okay, breath coming in, going out. I feel a sensation. Okay, why am I? And then you internalize like, why am I feeling? Why am I feeling this way? And in your back of your mind, you feel uncomfortable, and you tell yourself, okay, I feel uncomfortable, but I'm not gonna move because all these feelings and all these emotions are ever changing. But that doesn't mean that you have to change with it. That just means that you just have to have the fortitude to stick through it. That's the whole mental exercise of actually building up the fortitude through mindfulness, the mindfulness practice, and uh, the mindfulness practice and the concentration. Um, so breath going in, breath going out, the sensation, um, and then why am I uncomfortable? I'm not going to move. What is my body made? What is my body made of? Okay, and then you go deeper. You go deeper, 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 until you hit the subtlest, subtlest, subtlest truth. And once you realize that, then you're all set. But it's much easier said than done. Like sometimes like for me, I'm actually a new monk. I've been a monk for about 6 months. I am still pretty fickle-minded in my own right. Like one one minute I want to go to sleep, and the other minute, I might be hungry. I might sneak in some food. You know, but it's all about practice, and it's all about developing that fortitude. You know, and I'm still working on that. I'm definitely still working on that. When I'm actually giving the advice, or when I'm actually giving like the Dhamma session, it's almost as if I'm giving the speech to myself. Or it's almost as if I'm giving the lesson to myself. So this story with the fickle-minded monk, like that definitely like pertains to me in so many ways. But anyways, please, uh, please, uh, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to comment. May the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha bless you guys, and I hope you have a great weekend. I will see you soon. Bye.